And I believe we're live. And usually when I go live, I have like an intro video, I've got my intro video that runs for 30 seconds or for a minute or whatever, and gives people time to be able to hop into the live. But in this particular case, I don't necessarily have an intro video. I don't have an intro video. So if you guys will bear with me for a second, we'll get everybody up in here so that we can talk about everything. So while everybody's popping in here, I hope you're having an incredible day today. I am on the West Coast, so it's 9:45 in the morning out here on the West Coast. But I'm out here, and wow, wow, there's a lot of people pouring in here really fast. This is pretty crazy. But I hope you guys are having a great day today. I'm having a great day, and I want to share something with you guys this morning. I'm going to share my heart with you. I'm going to be open and honest with you, and just share my experience, share what's kind of going on, and why I'm here, because I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of questions. So I actually told myself that I wasn't going to do a live. I wasn't going to, do a big post. I'm not trying to be a disruption or anything like that. I told myself that I wasn't going to do this right here, but I have to do this. I have to do this for my wife. So, like, my wife is the strongest, most amazing human being that I know, man. She's one powerful, just a powerful young lady she's poured her heart and soul into me and poured her heart and soul into our kids. And she's powerful, man. She's powerful. She's so supportive. She's my everything. And a lot of people right now, she's pregnant, man. She's pregnant, and she's 9 months pregnant. And a lot of people right now are reaching out to her. They're messaging her, and it's kind of stressing her out a little bit, because on Monday morning, I quit my job at Dan Cummins. I quit my job. I've been there 8 years, and my wife, she wasn't stressed out at all, like that I quit my job. She's so supportive and so behind me. She wasn't stressed about that at all. But then now she's been getting all these phone calls and messages, and people don't know if I quit or if I got fired, and it's just causing her a lot of stress. And so my plan was to just not be a disruption and let things kind of take their course. And that was my plan. But now that you guys are stressing my wife out, I figured I got to hop on here, and I got to tell you guys the truth. I got to tell you guys what exactly is going on, and why I have decided to begin this new chapter in my life. So if you guys will do me a favor, hit the share button. I want everybody in here so that everybody can get the story straight from my mouth, so that all the rumors can go to the side. Everyone can understand exactly why I'm doing exactly what I'm doing. And you guys can leave my wife alone so she can relax out there in Paris, Kentucky. Listen, Monday morning, I quit my job at Dan Cummins. I've worked for that company for 8 years, man. You see, it's going on 8 years. On January 11th of 2011, I walked into Dan Cummins Chevrolet and Buick. I didn't have two nickels to rub together, man. I didn't have two nickels to rub together. I didn't. I was driving a 1998 Toyota 4Runner with over 200,000 miles on it. My wife and I had our first child, and we were living in low-income housing. But I walked in I didn't have two nickels, but you know what? I had a vision. I had a vision of what I could be in the auto industry. I had a vision of what my family, what could come from it. And so I had a vision of what could be, a vision of greatness and things that I could aspire to do in the auto industry. And by God's grace, the day I walked into that place, I met Josh and Dusty Cummins. They were both standing right there at the tower on a Saturday night. The day that I walked in, they were staying late so all of their employees could leave, so all their employees could go to the Christmas party. And I got the opportunity to meet them and shake their hands. And they took a chance on me. They took a chance on a guy that a lot of people wouldn't take a chance on, man. They took a chance on me. I'm a guy that has been to jail. I'm a guy that's been homeless. I'm a guy that's made a lot of mistakes. And these guys took a chance on me, man. And together we have grown. We have grown so much, dude. I mean, it's been crazy. It's been crazy what we've been able to do in almost 8 years. We've had an 800% increase in sales over the 8 years. We've grown our staff from a team of like 40 people to a team of 300. The journeys that we've gone on, the experiences that I've had with Josh. I mean, we've exceeded all expectations, right? A tiny little Chevy store in Paris, Kentucky, selling 1,000 cars in a month. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Building the empire that we've built, eradicating the negative stigmas. We were able to do that. We were able to exceed all expectations. We've laughed together. We've cried together, man. We've loved on each other. There's been so many good times with this company. So many good times, I can't even tell you. And the relationship that I've developed with Josh himself and his family, the things that we've done, the places that we've gone, man. I've gone to the Super Bowl in New York with Josh. I was in an owner's box at the New Orleans Saints Stadium. I was meeting with the president of not the president, but the people with Chrysler in the big buildings in Detroit. He's taken me so far. He's poured so much into me. He's invested so much into me, and we've done so much together. And I can tell you, there's been so many good times, so many great, fantastic, amazing, over the top times. And yes, we've had our stressful times, but one thing that's never been is it's never been bad times. It's never been bad. There's never been a bad day. There's never been a bad day at Dan Cummins. There's been stressful days. There's been character building days. There's been plenty of good days and great days. Never a bad day. Do you understand? Never a bad day, because I loved going to work every day. I loved working for these guys. I loved being a part of this company. It's an amazing company. I mean, we have assembled the best and the brightest in the business. We have literally moved mountains and done things that could never be done. And in doing so, I believe that we created the absolute best dealership in the country. Hands down, I believe that. You can't argue with me on that. Nobody can tell me different. I believe Dan Cummins is the best dealership in the country. Do you understand? Now, meanwhile, while that was going on, while my career was taking off, while Josh was pouring into me, while I was growing with the dealership and growing the team and exceeding expectations and living out this vision of eradicating negative stigmas in the auto industry, while that was going on, my wife, stay with me, okay? We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. So just stay with me. And meanwhile, my wife is raised. God dang it. I'm sorry, man. My wife has raised 5 kids basically single-handedly, man. My wife's basically raised 5 kids by herself. I've been there, I leave. I get up at 4:30 in the morning and I do my show. I get up 4:30 in the morning, I do my show, and I leave and I go work out. And then I go to the dealership and I pour my heart and soul into the dealership. And I get home at 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night or whatever, man. And I see my kids. I have my days off, man. That's one of the great things about Dan Cummins. You got a day off during the week. And Sundays we're closed and always will be. I got my days off, and so I got to spend some of my days off with my kids. But my wife has basically been a single mom of 5 for the last 8 years while my career has been building up, while my career's been taking off, I thought about it the other day, man. I've thrown footballs with my son twice. Oh my gosh. I've thrown footballs with my son twice. My kid's 6 years old, man. He loves football. He loves it. And so, she has understood my hours. She has understood my grind. And she has understood that we have been in a season of sacrifice. That I had to, in order to go from the guy who didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, in order to go from the man that I was, in order to go from there to the guy that I am today, it took some sacrifices. It took a lot of sacrifices. And I'm not here to tell you that in your life it's not going to, because it is, man. You're going to have to make sacrifices to achieve greatness. That's just how it works. Hard work, hard work, hard work, But now my daughter's 9. She's never seen the ocean. My son is and she's always asking to spend time with me, always. And my son is 6, and my wife is homeschooling. She's taking care of the house, and she's doing all these things, and she's always just been supporting me for so long. And our relationship has been good. It's been so good, man. And yeah, there's been times that it's been stressful. Of course, there's been times where it's stressful, but it's never been bad. It's never been bad. I've never had a bad day with my wife, man. Never. Because I love what I do. And I love the people that I work for. I love the company that I've been working for. I love what my wife has been doing for our children. I love her so much. She's my best friend on the planet. I love the way she's raising my kids. I love it. So yes, we have stressful days, but it's been so good, man. The last 8 years have been so stinking good. Never bad. Character building days, but never bad. Now, I know a bunch of you guys are at work, and I can't keep you guys on here forever, but we're going to get through this, okay? So just stay with me. We're going to get through this. So built everything up at the dealership, been kicking butt at the dealership, building an empire, moving mountains, putting great people in great places, doing great things. Meanwhile, my wife is single-handedly basically raising our kids, our 5 kids going on 6. She's been doing that single-handedly on the side. And meanwhile, during those 2 things, the dealership time and the things that my wife has been doing, meanwhile, during that time, God has been working on me. He's been working on me. He's been working on my heart. He's been teaching me better discipline. He's been giving me a better understanding. He's been turning me into a better man, right? He's been creating a better man spiritually. I hear him. I know when he's nudging me. I know when he's talking to me. I can feel him in me. I can feel him speak through me. He's been connecting me with you guys. He's been creating content and creating platforms and giving me a message and using my arms and my legs to move me. He's been using my words to connect with people all over the world. He's been working on me. He's made me a better man. He has made me a better man today than I was when I was that guy that walked in with 2 nickels that I could barely, not even 2 nickels to rub together in my 98 4Runner with us in low-income housing. And he's been working on me, making me a better man. And I can tell you, some days with him have been good. Some days with him have been absolutely great. And some days with him have been stressful. But it's never been bad. It's never been bad. There's nothing that's been bad in the last 8 years of my life. It's all been good. It's all been character building. God has grown me spiritually. He's grown me to a crazy level spiritually. So listen, I know why you're in here. You want to know why I quit Dan Cummins, right? Everybody's like, why the heck would you quit Dan Cummins? The general manager at one of the largest stores in the United States of America. You work for such incredible people and with such incredible people. Why would you quit Dan Cummins? And so here I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. I didn't get fired. Let's just clarify that. I did not get fired. I quit. I chose to leave on my own accord. Now listen. I've reached a point as I've grown through and with Josh and the dealership, as I've grown with my wife and our family, and as I've grown with God, I've reached a point where it's time for me to leave the nest. It's time for me to leave the nest. It's time for me to break out of my comfort zone, because it's been warm and cozy, man. It's been warm and cozy under the tutelage of Josh Cummins, under the comfort of being part of the largest dealership in the country, knowing that my wife is home taking care of the kids. It's been warm and cozy. And see, I've reached this point as I've grown spiritually, mentally, and physically. I've reached a point where it's time for me to leave the nest. It's time for me to break out of my comfort zone, because any of you that have watched any of the stuff that I've ever shared, you are most comfortable right before death. Do you understand? I've seen people die, and there is a moment right before death where we're at absolute peace, where we're incredibly comfortable, where the pain all goes away, the comfort kicks in, and we are most comfortable in life right before death. And I, for one, am not ready to die yet. Do you understand me? I'm not ready to die yet. I'm not ready. I don't want to be comfortable. I don't want my family to be comfortable. I don't want us to just settle for comfortable. I don't want the safety net. I don't want to know that it's all there. I don't want to wake up every day and just go through the motion and be an average version of a Glenn Lundy. I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. It's time to break out of my comfort zone. Do you understand? It's time for me to go out and tear holes in the universe. It's time for me to travel with God and help more people, as many people as I possibly can. It's time for me to continue to grow mentally, physically, spiritually. It's time for me to become the best version of me that I can possibly be. You see, it's time. The reason I quit Dan Cummins is because it's time. There is no anger. There is no hard feelings. I love Dan Cummins. I absolutely love Dan Cummins more than you'll ever understand. What that place has done for me and my family, are you crazy? I absolutely love it, man. It's just time. That's it. It's just time. It's time for me and my family to take a leap of faith. It's time for me and my family to go out and become the best versions of Lundy's that we can possibly be. Do you understand? Do you understand? It's time. It's just time. You see, the last 2 days, I've had tons of offers. I've had tons of people that have reached out to me and said, hey, Glenn, you can be an owner in this dealership, or we'll give you a job over here. You could help us run this group. I've had tons of offers, and I want everybody to understand that that's not what it's about. There's only one guy on this planet that I want to work for. There's only one. His name's Josh Cummins. He's a servant leader. He's absolutely brilliant. He is by far the best, one of the best human beings on the planet. I love him deeply. I love Josh Cummins deeply. There's no one else that I want to work for. I wouldn't leave Dan Cummins to go somewhere else. Dan Cummins is the best dealership in the country. I wouldn't leave Josh Cummins to go work for somebody else. That's not what this is about. I'm not going to trade one safety net for another one. I'm not going to trade one comfort zone for another one. It's not what it's about. And though I am honored, I mean truly honored by the outpouring of support from the auto industry and the offers that everybody's poured on the table, I am so beyond honored that those are there. It's encouraging. It's revitalizing. It's like, holy crap, I have done this. I have really created the vision that I had the day I walked in to Dan Cummins, this vision to eradicate negative stigmas, this vision to change the automobile industry, this vision to become to realize the greatness that is inside of me. This vision that I had the day that I walked in the door 8 years ago, it exists now today. My reputation precedes me. People have opportunities for me, and I know I can always fall back on those, and I'm not going to sit here on a video and say, I'll never again work in another dealership. I'm not going to say that. That's my dream. That's my vision. Sometimes life comes at you. I'm walking by faith. I'm not walking by sight anymore, but it's time for me to fall. It's time for me to fall out of the nest and spread my wings and hope that I can fly, and maybe I'll land on the ground, and maybe I fall, and maybe I bump my head along the way, but I'm telling you, I'm going to push myself. I'm going to push myself like I never have before to become the most amazing version of me that I can possibly be. Do you understand? I'm not leaving to go work at any other dealership. My plans moving forward are this. I'll break them down to everybody that's curious, everybody that's asked, everybody that's wondering. Here's my plans. I'm going to spend more time with my family, number one. I'm going to spend more time with my family. Now, I understand I'm going to have to grind. I got to work, right? And I'm going to have to travel, but I'm going to bring my family with me. God made my wife a homeschooling teacher so that we don't have to fall into the confines of public school. I am going to spend more time with my family, period. Number one, that's first and foremost. My son and I are going to throw footballs. My daughter and I are going to swing golf clubs. I'm going to spend more time with my kids, first and foremost. I'm going to create a life around them that includes them. Does that make sense? That's first and foremost. Secondly, I am going to dive into my writing. I love to write. I'm going to dive into my writing. I've got a couple books that I've written. I'm going to dive into those. I'm going to push those out even further. I'm going to dive into my writing. I'm going to continue to help eradicate the negative stigmas with the auto industry. I don't know exactly what that looks like. I will continue to help. I'm passionate about this industry. I'm passionate about the people in it. So I will continue to do that in whatever facets God shows me as far as that goes. And I will make Rise and Grind, hashtag Rise and Grind, will be the number one most watched morning show in the world. I promise you that. I promise you that it'll be the number one most watched morning show in the world. I am going to become the greatest version of myself that I can possibly be. I am going to work on the Lundy legacy. the Lundy legacy where my great-grandkids still talk about me, where my great-grandkids' lives are still impacted by the decisions that I made today. I am going to continue to work on myself mentally, physically, and spiritually to make the biggest impact in this universe that I can possibly make. Those are the things I'm going to do going forward. I'm not going to another group. I'm not going to another dealership. I'm not working anybody. I'm not doing any of that. I am simply going to be the hands and feet of God. I'm going to allow him to use my hands, use my feet, and use my voice, and use this platform to make the world a better place. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And you're going to see me. You're going to see me. Listen, if you need a job right now, go work at Dan Cummins. Dude, go work at Dan Cummins. It'll change your life. Look how it changed mine. If you need a car, go to Dan Cummins. I'm going to go buy one from there here in the next couple days. I got to buy a car. If you need a car, go buy it from Dan Cummins. If you already are currently working at Dan Cummins, pour your heart into it. Pour your heart into that place. Learn from the amazing leaders that you have around you, because you have amazing leaders around you and you have amazing opportunities around you. I'm telling you, if you're already in that building, pour into it, because 8 years from now, you can become this empowered version of self where you can take that step out, you can spread your wings, and you can fly and become the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Listen, guys, I love all of you, man. I love all of you. I love your support. I love that there's so many people on this live stream. It's crazy. Oh, I don't know. There's somebody knocking up the maid or something on the door. Listen, guys. Thank you for following me. Thank you for following my journey. Thank you for pouring into me. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for being amazing human beings, amazing individuals. I quit Dan Cummins because it was time. That's it. It was time. Time for me to go out of the nest. Time for me to spread my wings. Time for me to fly. And I'm going to continue to love Josh Cummins. The only difference now is instead of working but below him, but instead of working under him, I'm now going to work side by side with him. That's it. I'm going to work side by side with him because he's an amazing leader. It's an amazing place. And this whole journey has been incredible. Thank you, guys. Have an incredible day. Have an absolutely incredible day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m., #Rise and Grind. My man Shaka Dyson is going to be hosting because I'm on the West Coast. So Shaka Dyson, for those of you that didn't see him, he blew up the stage at Hustle and Grind Con. He's going to be your host tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. on #Rise and Grind. Thank you, guys. See you later.